My beloved child, don't skip this story. Listen carefully, because this fictional journey begins with a memory that has quietly lived inside your heart for years. Stay till the end because something beautiful is waiting for you. There are some people whose love continues shaping our lives long after they are gone. In this fictional story, a child discovers an old memory box that once belonged to their mother. Inside are faded photographs, handwritten recipes, birthday cards, and a small notebook filled with life lessons she wanted her family to remember. At first, it seems like nothing more than a collection of ordinary keepsakes. But as each page is opened, those simple words begin changing everything. The notebook starts with a heartfelt message: if you're reading this, I hope you're living with courage, kindness, and hope. Don't spend your life wishing for perfect days. Fill ordinary days with love, because those become the memories that matter most. Those words immediately bring both tears and smiles. Instead of focusing on loss, the reader begins remembering the countless moments of laughter, encouragement, and quiet sacrifices that had once seemed so ordinary but now feel priceless. Listen carefully. This changes everything. As the pages continue, each lesson is simple yet powerful. Be patient with yourself. Forgive quickly. Tell the people you love that they matter while you still have the chance. Choose kindness even when life feels unfair, because kindness is never wasted. These aren't predictions about the future. They're timeless reminders that become more meaningful with every passing year. Days go by, and the notebook slowly changes the way the reader sees life. They begin calling family members more often. They spend more time listening than speaking. They start appreciating small moments they once rushed through without noticing. They realize the greatest gift their mother ever gave them wasn't something that could be wrapped or stored, it was the example she set through the way she lived, cared, and loved others. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. One evening, while reading the final pages, the reader discovers a sentence underlined in careful handwriting. Whenever you miss me, don't let your first thought be sadness. Let it be gratitude for the love we shared, and let that gratitude inspire you to make someone else's day brighter. Those words quietly transform grief into purpose. Instead of asking what has been lost, the reader begins asking how they can carry that love forward through their own actions. My beloved child, this fictional story reminds us that although we cannot receive certainty about messages from those who have passed away, the love, wisdom, and values they shared can continue guiding us every day. The greatest legacy is often found in the kindness we choose, the compassion we offer, and the hope we pass on to others. But this story is only beginning. In the next chapter, the final pages of the notebook reveal one last lesson. A reminder that the most meaningful way to honor someone we love is not by living in the past, but by building a future filled with the same love, generosity, and courage they inspired in us. And when that final page is read, what happened next changes everything. My beloved child, don't skip this part. Listen carefully, because this fictional story is about to reveal the next pages of the notebook, pages filled with timeless wisdom and quiet encouragement. Stay till the end because something beautiful is waiting for you. As you carefully turn the page, you notice the handwriting becoming even more personal, as though every word was written with deep love and thoughtful care. You pause for a moment, taking a deep breath before continuing. Somehow, these simple pages already feel like a conversation that has been waiting for exactly the right moment. What happened next changed everything. The next page begins with these words. My dear child, if life has become difficult, please don't believe that difficult seasons last forever. Every storm eventually gives way to calmer skies. Keep moving forward, even if your steps feel small. Those words settle gently into your heart. You begin thinking about every obstacle you've overcome and every challenge that once seemed impossible but eventually became part of your story of growth. Listen carefully. This changes everything. The notebook continues, don't compare your journey to anyone else's. Life is not a race. Some dreams arrive quickly, while others take time to bloom. Trust the process of becoming the person you were meant to be through patience, integrity, and compassion. As you read, you realize how often comparison has stolen your peace. These words remind you that every meaningful life unfolds at its own pace. Turning another page, you discover a list of simple reminders written almost like daily habits. Smile whenever you can. Thank people who help you. Say, I'm sorry, when you're wrong. Say, I love you, while you still have the opportunity. Celebrate other people's successes as sincerely as your own. None of these lessons seem extraordinary on their own, yet together they describe a life built on humility, gratitude, and genuine love for others. You begin to understand that happiness is often found in these ordinary choices. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. Near the bottom of the page, one sentence is underlined twice. The greatest gift you can give me is not tears. It is seeing you live with courage, kindness, and hope. Reading those words fills your eyes with tears, but this time they are not tears of despair. They are tears of gratitude. You realize that the notebook was never meant to keep you attached to the past. It was always meant to help you step confidently into the future. My beloved child, this fictional story reminds us that the people who shape our lives continue influencing us through the values they leave behind. Their wisdom lives on whenever we choose compassion over anger, generosity over selfishness, and hope over fear. In that way, their love continues touching the world through us. Listen carefully. This changes everything. As you gently close the notebook for the evening, you notice one final folded page tucked inside the back cover. Across the front, only a few words are written. Read this when you are ready to let hope become stronger than sorrow. You hold it quietly, wondering what final lesson has been waiting there all this time. But, my beloved child, the most emotional chapter of this fictional story has not yet been revealed. The final page contains a message that will transform grief into gratitude and remind you that the greatest way to honor love is to share it freely with others. And when that final page is opened, what happened next changes everything. My beloved child, don't skip this part. Listen carefully, because this fictional story is now reaching the most heartfelt pages of the notebook. Stay till the end because something beautiful is waiting for you. With gentle hands, you unfold the final letter that had been carefully hidden inside the back cover. For a moment, you simply hold it, wondering why it had been placed there separately. Then, taking a slow breath, you begin to read. Every word feels thoughtful, as though it had been written with the hope that one day, when you needed it most, it would bring comfort instead of sorrow. What happened next changed everything. The letter begins with a simple message: "My dear child, if you are reading this, then you have already survived days you once thought you couldn't. Never forget how strong you truly are." Those words stop you for a moment. You think about every challenge, every disappointment, and every difficult season you have quietly overcome. Suddenly, you realize that your strength didn't appear overnight. It grew little by little through every moment you chose to keep going. Listen carefully. This changes everything. The letter continues: "Please don't carry guilt for the things you could not change. Life is filled with moments beyond our control, but your kindness, your honesty, and your love will always be choices you can make every single day." Those words lift a weight you didn't even realize you had been carrying. You begin understanding that healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means allowing gratitude to become stronger than regret. As you continue reading, another passage captures your heart. Take care of the people still walking beside you. Hug them a little longer. Listen a little more closely. Celebrate the ordinary days together, because one day those ordinary moments will become the memories you treasure most. You pause again, realizing how easy it is to postpone love while waiting for the perfect moment. The letter reminds you that the perfect moment is often the one you are living right now. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. Near the bottom of the page, one paragraph is written in slightly larger handwriting. "Whenever life feels uncertain, choose kindness anyway. Whenever you doubt yourself, remember that your worth has never depended on perfection. Let your compassion be your greatest achievement, and let your character speak louder than your circumstances." Those simple sentences begin changing the way you see both yourself and the future ahead. My beloved child, this fictional story reminds us that the greatest legacy anyone leaves behind is not found in possessions or accomplishments. It is found in the love they shared, the wisdom they passed on, and the lives they inspired to become kinder, stronger, and more hopeful. Those gifts continue growing every time they are shared with someone else. Listen carefully. This changes everything. As you reach the final lines of the letter, you discover one last handwritten sentence: "Whenever you remember me, smile before you cry." Let love be the first memory that fills your heart, because love is the greatest gift we ever shared. You gently fold the letter, holding it close for a quiet moment. For the first time in a long while, the memories bring more warmth than sadness, more gratitude than pain. But, my beloved child, this fictional story has one final chapter remaining. The journey is about to end with a beautiful reminder that the truest way to honor those we love is not by living in yesterday, but by carrying their kindness into every tomorrow. And when that final chapter arrives, this story will end with peace, hope, gratitude, and the promise of a life beautifully lived. My beloved child, don't skip this part. Listen carefully, because this fictional story is now entering the chapter where every lesson from the notebook begins to change a life. Stay till the end because something beautiful is waiting for you. After carefully folding the final letter, you place it back inside the notebook and hold it close for a quiet moment. The tears that once came from sorrow now carry something different. They carry gratitude. You realize these pages were never meant to keep you living in memories. They were meant to help you build a future filled with the same kindness, courage, and compassion that shaped your life. What happened next changed everything. The following days begin to look different. You wake up each morning with a renewed sense of purpose. Instead of focusing on everything that has been lost, you begin noticing everything that still remains. The people who love you. The opportunities waiting ahead. The simple joys hidden inside ordinary moments. You understand that every sunrise is an invitation to continue writing your own story with hope instead of fear. Listen carefully. This changes everything. The lessons from the notebook slowly become part of your daily life. You become more patient when life tests you. You become quicker to forgive when misunderstandings arise. You spend more time with family and friends, knowing that the greatest memories are created through simple moments shared with the people who matter most. Without realizing it, you begin living the very values that filled every page of the notebook. In this fictional story, those around you start noticing the quiet change. They see a calmer spirit, a kinder heart, and a strength that doesn't need to be loud to be real. They don't know about the notebook hidden safely away, but they can see its message reflected in the way you encourage others, the way you face challenges with grace, and the way you choose hope even on difficult days. The greatest message was never the words themselves, it was the life those words inspired you to live. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. One evening, while looking through old family photographs, you smile instead of crying. Every picture reminds you that love leaves footprints that time cannot erase. You realize that memories are not meant to hold you back. They are meant to remind you how deeply you have been loved and how much love you still have to give. That understanding fills your heart with peace unlike anything you have felt before. My beloved child, this fictional story reminds us that the most meaningful legacy anyone leaves behind is not found in possessions or achievements. It is found in the kindness they inspire, the wisdom they share, and the compassion they awaken in the hearts of those who continue living. Every good choice you make becomes another chapter in that legacy. Listen carefully. This changes everything. Before placing the notebook back on the shelf, you whisper a quiet promise to yourself, I will carry these lessons into every tomorrow. I will choose love over fear, gratitude over regret, and kindness over anger. In that moment, you realize the notebook has already fulfilled its purpose. It has transformed cherished memories into a new beginning. But, my beloved child, one final chapter still remains. The story is about to end with a beautiful reminder that true love never asks us to remain trapped in the past. Instead, it gently encourages us to live fully, love generously, and become a source of hope for others. And when that final chapter arrives, this fictional story will end with peace, gratitude, and a future brighter than you ever imagined. My beloved child, don't skip this final chapter. Listen carefully, because this fictional story has been leading to this beautiful ending from the very beginning. Stay till the end because every lesson is about to come together. As you gently closed the notebook for the last time, you realized it had given you something far greater than memories. It had given you a new way to live. The words you had read were no longer just written on paper, they had become part of your heart. They had taught you that love is not measured by how long someone stays with us, but by the kindness they inspire us to share with the world. What happened next changed everything. The weeks turned into months, and the lessons from the notebook quietly became part of your everyday life. You smiled more often. You forgave more quickly. You spent more time with the people you loved instead of waiting for a better day that might never come. You learned to appreciate simple conversations, peaceful evenings, and ordinary moments because you finally understood that those moments become life's greatest treasures. Listen carefully. This changes everything. Whenever life became difficult, you no longer searched for perfect answers. Instead, you remembered the wisdom you had carried with you. Choose kindness when anger seems easier, choose hope when fear grows louder, and choose gratitude even during uncertain seasons. Those simple decisions slowly transformed not only your own life but also the lives of the people around you. Your encouragement lifted others. Your patience brought peace into difficult situations. Your compassion reminded people that goodness still exists. As the years passed in this fictional story, people often wondered why your presence made them feel safe and encouraged. They couldn't see the notebook resting quietly on the shelf at home, but they could see its message reflected in your actions. Every act of generosity, every word of encouragement, and every moment of forgiveness became a living reminder that the greatest lessons are not merely remembered, they are lived. Stay till the end because something beautiful is waiting for you. One quiet afternoon, you opened the notebook one final time. Instead of tears, your face was filled with a gentle smile. You realized you no longer needed to search its pages for strength because the strength had already become part of who you were. The love you had received had taken root in your own heart, and now it was growing through every life you touched. My beloved child, this fictional story reminds us that although grief may always leave a quiet space within us, love has the remarkable ability to fill that space with purpose. The people who shape our lives continue influencing the world whenever we choose to carry forward their compassion, honesty, generosity, and hope. That is how a beautiful legacy continues from one generation to the next. Listen carefully. This changes everything. Looking toward the future, you no longer saw only the chapters that had ended. You saw countless new chapters waiting to be written. You understood that honoring someone you love is not about remaining in yesterday. It is about living today with the same courage, kindness, and love they hoped would always guide you. Every sunrise became another opportunity to make them proud through the way you treated others and the life you chose to build. And so this fictional story ends not with sadness, but with gratitude. Not with regret, but with hope. The notebook found the heart it was always meant to reach, and its greatest message was beautifully fulfilled. The love that once comforted one child became a light that now comforted many others through simple acts of compassion and generosity. And that, my beloved child, is the beautiful ending of this fictional story. Remember, the greatest way to honor the love we have received is to pass it forward. A life lived with kindness, integrity, and hope becomes the most precious legacy of all, and that legacy never truly ends.